Are you ready to go on an adventure? Tag along with Boston Kid Friendly Radio. Today, we're going to Government Center and Faneuil Hall.
Hi everyone, it is Kara here with our other friend named Kara. She went with us on our excursion to Government Center. So we're going to give you the rundown of everything that you need to know whenever you're visiting Government Center. So, would you like to say hi?
Hello.
So we took the T, as we always do, and we got off at Government Center, and what did we do? We walked around. The long way. We realized very quickly that we didn't plan very well. And as we started kind of talking it out, we also realized that as we started looking at all the things that were great for families to go to and places to have fun at and places to eat, that there were some glaring, obvious choices for different stops, but nothing was really that great for Government Center.
Yeah.
So, where did we wind up going?
We wound up at Faneuil Hall.
Right, so...
And Quincy Market.
Yes. So we wound up there because we realized that that's kind of a big deal. A lot of people think about Boston, whether you live here or you're visiting, and it's something that people know about. However, what did we say? Aquarium, we have different things like Christopher Columbus Park, and we have the carousel.
Haymarket has the new Boston Public Market.
Yeah. So in general, there are lots of little things around Government Center. So we want to be very clear, first and foremost, that whenever you stop at Government Center, you can go anywhere. So we ended the day at Downtown Crossing, in fact. So you can make a day of, say, the first 4 stops, Downtown Crossing, Park, Government Center, and State, and have plenty of time to do a lot of things. Our place to eat was
Quincy Market.
And we found out that in order to actually eat there, if you have a stroller, you can't go in the front.
You have to go around the side.
And it's about a quarter of the way, would you say?
Quarter or halfway. There's a couple entrances along each side.
Yeah.
Lengthwise on the building.
So, and then there's also a pretty steep ramp to actually get in and out, which it's not a huge deal, but I did find myself running on the way down. And Kara had our double stroller and
the double wide, and let it ride.
Let it ride. So it's a great place to go eat though, because there are tons and tons of options. If you haven't been there, there's probably, how many places do you think to eat there?
At least 50.
However, there's not a lot of room to sit.
No.
So you can sit downstairs or upstairs, but...
The elevator on the second floor, when you take the elevator from the main level to the second level, the hallway, when you exit the elevator, a little tight. The double wide, pretty much got it stuck.
And actually, so our double wide stroller is a double bob, and we have the flex handle, and the only reason that we were able to get Kara, not Kara Carrero, other friend Kara, out of the corner was because the handle was able to flex up or down. We also had to wait for that elevator quite a bit.
Coming back down,
yeah,
more so than going up.
Right, so it's a little tight, not super friendly, but if the weather's not amazing, then it's a good place to eat, and actually the day that we went, it was raining. But it has a lot of options to eat. Quincy Market and Faneuil Hall area has a lot in general outside too. We saw a ping pong table, an outdoor ping pong table.
We did. Those were new. Those were recent. I've been in the Boston area 5 years, and those were a new thing that I've seen in the last probably 6 months.
Yeah, so that's really fun, especially if you have a little bit older children. And then, so our place to play for Government Center, we have a few different ideas for you. If you take things with you, if you take things like bubbles with you or something like that, you can run around the plaza, the City Hall Plaza. And sometime, what time during the year is the?
I want to say summer sometime. There's a circus.
And so that can be a place to play if you go at the right time. So check the calendar.
There's open space around Quincy Market and Faneuil Hall. There's the street performers.
Yes.
That are a little bit of entertainment.
So if you don't have a place to play, but you still want some entertainment, then that's a great option.
Yes. There's various spots throughout Faneuil Hall and the Quincy Market area. Specifically to note, the east or west side, I don't remember which.
I think it's the east side.
By Wagamama's is your key to look for. There's a change in the pavement. It turns to large gray pavers. There's a street performer there that does a very family-friendly, kid-focused show that is great to captivate that audience.
And I think that if you're unfamiliar with the area, I think it's on the southeast side of the area. So it's closest to where the ocean would be, and it's more on, well, the south side. I don't have another good landmark.
Just look for Wagamama's.
Right.
That'll be
there's your landmark.
Easiest way to find it.
And then your point of interest just is in general, Faneuil Hall. So it's your great educational stop and your historic stop, but there's quirky little things about Faneuil Hall. So at the top,
there's a little grasshopper.
Yeah. Is it a grasshopper or is it a cricket?
One of the two. I don't know. I forget. Whatever, I don't remember the term, the thing.
The weather vane?
Yes, that thing. Yeah. I forget these things. And also there at the top, when the building was first built, they put a time capsule inside that stood for 200 years before it was opened up.
Yeah, so there are some fun little trivia. So if you have already gotten the free download from the website, then you'll see the grasshopper cricket. I should probably look that up. I apologize for those of you cringing that I don't know which one it is. I just don't know what it is at this very moment. But you'll see that on the I Spy and the Boston Sky printable. And if you don't have that, then you can go to bostonkidfriendly.com/shop, and it should be the very first thing in the shop. And it's free, 100% free, but it will put you on the email list. So all that means is that you get updates for new shows as well. So if you want to go ahead and print that, though, before you go to Government Center and see Faneuil Hall, then especially if you have kids in the younger crowd, then that's exciting. They get to see it, and it's truly like an I Spy moment. And you can use that to color in what you see as you see it. Okay, so now we kind of want to go through just a few things, whether they're points of interest because they're dangerous or points of interest because they're helpful. We're going to do a little bit of a rundown for you. So the first thing that I want to mention is that we're trying to cover a grocery store near every stop. And sometimes the grocery store may not be like a legitimate, like go in with your carriage, your shopping cart, whatever you want to call it, and go shopping, but places where you can get diapers, where there might be a clean restroom, where you can get pouches and food for your kids, so maybe the place to eat didn't work out for you, or your family has a lot of dietary needs, so on and so forth. We're going to continue to try to cover that for you. And then we're going to try to go through some of the dangers and hazards to look out for. So when you first get off at Government Center, there's this brand new, beautiful platform. Mm-hmm. And pretty much you come out and you do, a 90 to 120 degree turn, and like to your right. And there's a CVS. So that's your pouches, your diapers, your whatever you might need to stock up. And if you're like really hungry right then, there's also a Subway there. Another thing in terms of a danger would be getting off on the green line. And this is kind of holistic for all of the green line, but it's one of the first times we're covering the green line. So
we noticed when getting off the train onto the platform, there was about a 10-inch gap between the edge of the car and the platform itself, that with the stroller particularly had to make sure to lift or balance the weight properly, just to get the front wheel to the platform and then the back wheels to follow.
Or if you have little kids, to kind of, do a super jump or whatever it is to get over. And the other thing is that if you don't regularly take the green line or have no experience with it, if you have a stroller, you need to look at the side of the car before you get on the side of the subway cars, because there will be the blue handicap symbol, and you can't get on into every door because there are steps. And it's usually at the very front or the very back? It's at the very front.
Steps are the entrances that would accommodate a stroller are sort of in the middle of your train sections.
Regardless, keep an eye out, because you obviously don't want to miss your train just because you were standing at the wrong door and didn't watch it while it went by.
And that's just specific to the green line.
Yes, that's just specific to the green line. So if you're from out of town or just are not familiar with the green line, that's just a green line thing. And then the other thing is we want to kind of cover some stuff depending on where you are in the city. If you're coming from the north side and you have to transfer from the orange line to the green line, make sure that you do not take the elevator at North Station to go up or down. I think it's up, but you just stay on the same level. All inbound is one direction and all outbound is on another level. The other thing is that if you are coming in on the red line, just be aware that whenever you make the change at Park, that you are going to have to go to a different level to get to the green line to go to Government Center. So to recap, Government Center is really kind of boring. But if you're going to go to every T-stop like we are, the logical conclusion is to go to Faneuil Hall. It doesn't really fit with the other ones, so if you follow along with us, you're not going to find Faneuil Hall in that mix. So this is a great one. If you look at a map, you kind of see Faneuil Hall is kind of like between Aquarium, Government Center, and Haymarket. And so it makes sense for all of them, but since there's not a lot at Government Center, that's where we went, and that's what we decided. I hope that you have fun, and if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask them in our Facebook group. You can find the Facebook group at Boston Kid Friendly and Family Fun Events. And of course, like I mentioned before, you can also sign up for the newsletter. And because baby's crying, that's all for us.